Chris, and thanks for joining me on with this, my next project, the Aoshima LBWK Aventador Series 2, version 2, however you want to say it. I want to say a massive thank you to Aoshima for sending this out. We received this, the ambassadors and I received this just before Christmas, and we was all very excited to receive what was a fairly new kit. So let's have a quick look. I mean, already, that Lamborghini looks absolutely superb. Absolutely superb. Typical of the box art. It's very stylish, quite arty. Really like it. Having a look around. Mr. LBWK just there himself. The great thing about these kits, I have built one already. The version, I think it was version 1, the Hurricane, and this adjustable height and the camber, even after fully assembled, fully painted, such great feature. I mean, you can see here as well, you know, bits of information. Some of it's a bit snap sort of kit. Easy model for kit for beginners, yeah, absolutely, I fully agree. And obviously the ride height adjustment. Look at that for a model. Absolutely superb. Side, same as top. This side, you've got just recommendations of tools and whatnot. And tell you what, it's a fairly heavy box. Let's have a quick look. And as you can see, there's plenty to it. So let's get all these out the bags and have a closer look at all the parts. Everything's out the bags, and just first things first, look at the sheer volume of trees. Look at all this. Absolutely loads. And then you've got the clear parts as well. They've got a really nice, like a bluey greeny tint. You can kind of see the tint in just there. These are not coming out the bag just yet. These will be staying in the bag until absolutely needed, so they can go back in the box. Now, first things first, as I've mentioned, on the side of the box, the easy model kit for beginners, absolutely. So the reason why that is, you've got most of the body, you know, in the colour already, and it's actually got like a metallic fleck already. Excuse the dog. Sorry, as I was saying, so you can kind of see there's already a metallic-like effect to the plastic as it is. That's a great point. First great point. The finish is pretty shiny. Second great point. And the wide body kit is already attached. Third great point. I mean, already we're off to a great start with this kit. Such a nice clean body moulding. You've got the supports in place. Won't take much to take them off and get them cleaned up. Mould lines, I think just there, and then no, roof is really smooth, so that I actually don't know where the mould lines are. Is that they're hidden really well. Oh, there's some just down there. Look, so we'll get them smoothed out. Yeah, that's looking really good. Looking really good. So yes, not only is the body coloured, but we've also got, for those who, not necessarily a beginner, but those who don't like painting, you've also got these discs. I mean, already they look in a great colour, and they've got a nice shine to them. I mean, you wouldn't have to paint them if you didn't want to, and that's another great thing about the kit. Talking of, you know, ease for beginners, let's look at some of the stickers and decals. So you've got this, which is, not only could you use it to mask off for painting the window trims, you could actually use them as the window trims. It's kind of like a double use. So you could use the outside as the trim if you wanted to, which is I did on the Hurricane, or you could use the inside bit as the mask so you could paint it off. Depends how you want to go about it. And you've got some let's turn this upside that way. Some fantastic looking stickers, and the finish on these. I mean, look at the finish on that. It looks like a blue carbon. Really nice. Lovely detail. I'll be using those. I used them on the Huracan as well. The finish is just superb. And this is why it's such a good kit, because it is so universal to those who are beginners, those who don't like painting, and those who are, you know, well versed in the world of model car building. And some more of the stickers, look. So if you're not confident with doing the water slides, you can just peel these off, stick them straight on. No stress at all whatsoever. And as you can see, they're all absolute great quality with a nice silver finish. Fantastic stuff. And those who do like to use the water slides, we have a rather nice decal sheet just here. You've got your tyre markings and all the others. Some nice bits of trim. So there we are, there's them. So let's get back to looking at the parts. So first one's first, you've got the chrome tree, so we've got the exhaust tip, wing mirrors, you'll have the headlights, and those will be for the rear lights. That'll sit behind the clear parts. As for the clear parts, again, same as the other bag, these will be staying in the bag. So you've got your rear lights and rear lights just there, they'll all intermingle. You'll have a bit of clear on there as well, and it'll all make one nice looking rear light cluster. We've got the tyres, so we've got two types of tyres. You've got the front ones, and you can see there's a camber to them, and then the big fat back ones with the camber to those, and the poly caps in there. As for the wheels, wheels come in two parts, so you've got your actual spokes and then the barrel lip. And if you wanted to do, you know, however you wanted to paint them, if you wanted to paint them two different colours, it's quite handy having this. You know, if you wanted to carbon fibre these and chrome the barrels, or paint these black and paint these silver or gold, or however you wanted to do it. Or you could just, even if you was going one colour, you could just paint it all one colour and then glue them together afterwards. Happy days. Next up, we've got what looks like the rear bumper. Part of the rear bumper assembly. You see what I mean? These parts are super clean, super detailed. You can see the rivets down at the bottom there. And then next up, we've got what looks like the front chin spoiler. So you can see the aerodynamics, the fins on the side that go on the bottom. And then this, again, is part of the rear bumper assembly. There'll be quite a few bits together. And then what we've got here. So we've got the engine cover for the back, the big old side skirts. Got some, I'm going to presume, sort of vents, air ducts, petrol cap possibly. Some bodywork, not quite sure what these are just yet, and then obviously the wing mirrors. And we'll get these snipped off just there, and being as they connect there, we could leave them on these points so the clipstick would fit much better. Loads of parts. Okay, some more bodywork, not quite sure what these are yet. Again, I'll soon find out when we get going. Another feature I quite like about these kits is the calipers do come separate. They could be, yeah, they'll be the handbrake calipers, I think, for the rear brakes. Nice big ones, and I think presumably the smaller ones for the front. So we'll get these cut off at these points just here, nice and smooth. And we can, as you can see, with these pegs where they attach to the discs and whatnot. We can use the clip sticks to get hold of them, you know, cut these off and get full 100% paint coverage without any touching up afterwards. Brilliant stuff. And we've got part of the front grille intake. Now I could use this part depending on how it goes. I might be able to just use a bit of mesh instead. We'll see how it looks as we go along. And then we've got here, we've got the headlight housing, and then the wiper assembly. And a lot of these contact points, where they are, if you do decide to paint them, and once you glue them together, you're not going to see them. And now this may look a bit weird, but this is where you get your adjustable camber and adjustable ride height. So you have these bars, instead of the having suspension struts and subframes, these bars slide in as per these arrows, and you've got these swing arms as such, and these will go onto there. And these discs just here, these are house the disc brakes and the calipers, and obviously these attach onto there. And once this is on the car, you can imagine you can adjust the arm such as that, plus with the wheels on the discs on this hub, that can also adjust to adjust the camber. So you've got adjustable ride height and adjustable camber. Honestly, these kits are amazing. I can't go on about it enough. I say I've built the Huracan, and you know, to do one, and then to be fortunate enough to build this, their newest Liberty Walk kit, it's just an honour, absolute honour. And we've got the spoiler, nice, easy assemble. I think these must cover these bits up there, absolutely. You might get some struts, the spoiler struts, and then those on. I am going quite blind into this. This is the first time I've looked at these parts. We've got some more aerodynamic fins. I don't know where they go. We'll have to have a look at the book. What else have we got? Spoiler supports. So these will be the spoiler struts. Now, depending on what colour combo I go with, I've got it in mind. I have to figure these out to try and tie those in. And with this, we've got quite a few bits on here. We've got, okay, so the number plates. This looks like part of the housing around the engine bay on the back. And we're not sure what these parts are. These will be for the rear lights. Some more grills, vents, more fins, all the fins, more fins in the shark sanctuary. And then we've got the engine bay. So, and even though this is all as one, you get a bit of paint in there and a bit more paint, and you can get some panel line wash, and you can really go to town and detail that up. So it'd be quite fun to see what I could do with that. I'm really going to try and do my best with that and see what I can do. And some more fins just there. You see what I mean? Not even there. Loads of parts. Here we've got, not quite sure what these are. More fins. More skirts. So, and on this one, looks like we've got the rear diffuser there, the exhaust that'll come out of the back. And again, more fins. Honestly, this kit's crazy. Now then, the interior. So as I mentioned with the bars, you can see there as well. It's just, this kit is so easy. Even if you are first kit, if this is your first kit, you're gonna have no bother at all. Those bars will slide straight through. You follow the arrows, and as they go to a certain, as they go certain ways in, they'll just lock into place. And you've got your housing for your seats, which is just there. Might cover those. Might try and fill them at the back. Try and fill them in. We'll see how it looks when we start looking through the book. See how much they're on show. Let's turn it over. So you've got the base of the car, and there's not going to be much going on with these sort of cars. You know, there's quite a lot of it sealed up, especially for one that's going to be so low to the ground. Let's get a closer look at, you got the rearview mirror, what we got there. Not quite sure off the top of my head just yet. You've got a nice steering wheel, steering column. Look how cool these seats look. It's going to be fun thinking of a colour combo for the interior that'll complement the exterior. Very futuristic centre console, as much as is the dash. Again, all these contact points on the sides, underneath so far at the back. You're not going to see any of it once it's all assembled. And again, you can just see how nicely detailed it is already. You know, you could go with that sort of colour if you just wanted to build it straight out of the box and not worry about doing any paint at all. And there we go. So that's all the parts. That is all the stickers and the decals. Now for one really impressive feature. Not quite. Alright, so this is the last thing I'm going to be looking at, is the instruction book. Now that, it's more like a comic. It's absolutely fantastic. Superb. It's a big old book as well. Plenty of information on the front 2 pages. And look how cool these are. These instruction books are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. A lot of the time, most of the time, instruction books are just black and white. And so this is a really good visual representation of how things would look. It just looks awesome. I can't wait to get stuck into this. Straight away, straight onto the assembly of the chassis. And as mentioned, caliper, disc onto the hub onto the swing arm onto the beam as such, and those is where you can adjust it after the ride height. That can swing that way, and this can swing that way. You know, and again, you don't have to paint any of this if you don't wish. But if you do decide to do any painting, it's going to be incredibly easy. And there's the front assembly. Now, as many parts as there is, it's not overwhelming because it's the book's laid out so the book is laid out so beautifully. Now that's that part I was unsure of. There are the pedals. You've got the centre console. You see, for me, I will be using that. I like the colour and the look of it. So I might tie in some sort of blue detail into the interior maybe, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And the wheels into the cambered tyres on the backs. Again, don't glue so they can free roll. So the seats, and you've got the dashboard, sticker or decal, whichever way you please, and that's pretty cool. And I think looking at that, seeing them, the backs of the seats, as it stands, they look quite open, so I might try and just fill them out. Try. Now onto the bodywork. So you can use a sticker just there. Chrome parts go in the back. Clear glass goes on top. Just there. This is the first time I'm looking through this book myself as well, so I do apologise if I'm going off screen when I'm talking. I'm trying to look at the book instead of looking through the phone at the book while I'm recording. So let's have a look at this one. So you got your big skirts, chin spoiler there, your grills. So there's quite a lot of fins and all the assembly going together, but nothing too much to worry about. Personally, I don't think. Yeah, I was right. That is the filler cap. all the parts. Again, look, the way these side skirts connect, the connecting pins are on the far inside to a point where they mount on the interior. So, you know, myself, I'll be using little bits of super glue, just little bits. It does help that with these contact points being so out of sight, for someone like me where assembly is not my strongest point, I can use a little bit of super glue and it really does help. Again, reiterate, these parts on that black sheet you could use as the trim or use the interior part as the mask, such as this lot. You could use that straight off, and on the windows as well, inside and outside. Oh no, I think it's both on the outside. I think, look into that, and they all individually clip on from the exterior. And it was, when I was doing the Huracan, it was no bother at all. Actually, it did really well, fit really well. And this is a newer kit, so it's just going to be, it's going to be super smooth to work on. There's the engine bay. You could just, if you wanted to, just give it like a semi-gloss black and use the stickers to detail it up if you didn't feel confident enough. All the connection points on the inside. Connection points on the inside. Rear view mirror holder. I might be brave enough and use a little bit of super glue on there. Engine bay cover. All the individual bits of glass now that go on. And the trim, because that should possibly open. Look at the rear light housing. See that, the housing there. The chrome part, the orange part clips into the red part. As you see, it's just absolutely dead easy. These instructions are superb. I know I keep going on about it. I know I sound like a broken record, but credit where credit's due. This is an absolute fantastic kit, just by looking at the book and looking at the parts. I'm super excited to get working on it. And things like this, you do see this quite often. First put the back in, then put the front in. Then you've got all your diffuser parts. There's quite a lot going on underneath. And then we have the final assembly. And location for all the decals. Now then, this is a really cool part if you're going to do some painting. But look, it's the actual photos of the actual parts. And you see what I mean? Look about the colour. And you got the trim. Look how cool that diffuser looks. I'm going to do as much masking and as much painting on this build as possible. So I ask you to paint it white. I don't know if I got that, sorry. In white. I'm getting lost in this book, I'm just amazed by it. Looks like headlight housing is just there. Paint it black, leave a bit of chrome, paint a bit white. The wheels, you could just detail the wheels, the bolts, the nuts, engine bay. That looks fantastic. That looks really nice. And a little bit of a panel wash will really bring that to life. And then you've got the under tray, calipers, the discs, steering wheel, very nice indeed. Dash, the doors, This would be the compartment bit that sits behind the front seats. I say front seats, the only seats. Your pedals, there's your mirror, your seats. They look fantastic. Excuse the dog, she's having zoomies behind me. They're mental. The sun's out, she's gone out. The centre console. See, I think I'll try and... Oh, I'm spot for choice. Because it looks so good painted, but also the stickers look so good. We'll decide as we go along. And there we have it. I can't even stretch it all out. There we go. And there we go. That is the Aoshima LBWK Aventador version 2. It's going to all fall out. Are you ready? And there we have it. So yeah, a kit I'm very much looking forward to. With a massive thank you to Aoshima for providing this kit as a Christmas present. And yeah, I'm super excited to get going. And also a massive thank you to Street Blisters. They actually provided me with some paint for this, and you know what, it's not what I'd have thought about doing, but once they sent it and I saw it, I just knew it had to be, and that is this Lamborghini Viola Pacific. Now this looks absolutely stunning. Absolute beautiful colour. And I think that will work really well on that. So thank you very much for watching. I know it's been a long video, but there's a lot to that, the box. And let's go make a start. See you in the next video. Cheers. Bye.